Oh man, I guess we're back. Back again. Twice in one day. So, took a little break, got a little food, washed the oil off my hands, and did a few things in the shadows. Not too much, because at this point, I'm already here. You're already watching, so here we go. This part, you may remember, if you have been watching, I broke earlier. And when you're assembling the fan guard here. Went online, found, tried to find this because it's acrylic, and hoped that there would be a printable piece, and of course there was. Got it right on printables, found this orange one, made it orange because why not? And in doing so, I found this other piece, which is kind of cool, and it's basically a guard that, I should have probably paid more attention to this, but I think it just snaps on here. We'll see if not, yeah, just like that. So, and what it does, I think it's on there all the way. Supposedly keeps the cables and anything else kind of moving on the gantry to clip on these fan ears. So, silver lining of breaking this grill guard was being able to find that. So, sounded like something that would happen to me. So, printed that as well. Seemed like a reasonable enough upgrade at this point. Didn't do too much off screen. Swapped that out. I throw this away, thankfully. I'll throw that down there, right where it goes. And yeah, I put a few pieces on here on the bottom. Didn't get too wild and crazy without you. There's a few of these little assemblies. These were 3D printed parts that I threw the screws in, and the yeah, basically just kind of tightened them down, but wasn't really too much fancy stuff you missed out on there. Just kind of setting those parts out. We loaded them up. There was some lube involved. We put some on some 30 millimeter screws and ran those in there. So that allows for kind of some of the adjustment tensioners here on our belts that will be around soon. So I kind of threw those parts on there. Again, you didn't really miss much. I don't feel watching me hunt for bolts for that part. Saved you about 5 minutes of your life there. We're kind of onto this linear rail now, and I did do a little bit of this. Did I lose you? I think I lost you. Hold on. Stand by. What do we do? We're back. I'm not really sure what happened there. A little bit of a jiggly wire issue with my USB hub that's kind of running all this, but I don't know that we bumped that enough to make it do that. So I'm not really sure what caused that, but anyway, sorry about that. So yeah, so just put a few of the tensioner pieces on here. They're 3D printed parts, ran the screws in them, a little bit of lube, and some of the kind of spools here. So that's about it. On the linear rail, I moved these plugs, so I put a few screws in here. Oh my gosh, that's part of our issue here. Let's see, we lost the top down. Where did the top down go? So this is an edited live feed, so let me see what I can do to remedy that. Don't know. I don't know if that was a power issue or what. Stand by. This guy. Maybe. My audio's still working, which means a lot of this other stuff is still working. Yeah, I'm really not sure on that. Don't usually have overheating problems. It's been a problem in the past, but clearly not lately. Everything's gonna fall apart on us now. It's not a printer, it's a camera. Well, for some reason that's offline. See if it'll maybe come back on here in a second. Give me 1 second to check out a couple things. If not, we'll move on without it. Yeah. Don't have any idea. Okay, moving on. Gonna get one view, which is the best view, I suppose. Okay, so the linear rail, we did this. There's a couple safety plugs that start on the ends. You kind of put some screws in, you can count the holes, and then after you place the slider in the middle, put 2 screws in here. Then it has you move the safety plugs. Pretty straightforward. There are some provided needle nose pliers, which you can use to kind of pinch and pull those plugs out. What I did is kind of pinch it, get it started, and then use my fingers to kind of finish pulling it out. Anyway, there's pretty good instructions. It was like a 2-second job getting those put together. So where we're at now is just really trying to get back to where we were, which is the Core XY assembly. And we're on step 35, believe it or not. And we're at the point where we're gonna go ahead with this motor mount. I'm gonna center the Y-axis, and we're gonna attach the linear rail here. Let's see, what am I doing wrong? I feel like I missed one spot. Oh, okay. So there's also a black piece that we're going to connect to. I need to figure out which orientation. I think I missed this part. Oh my gosh. All right. So, I'm going to say it goes this way. I forgot to put this black piece on the bottom, so we're going to correct that quickly. I believe you have 4 screws in total that go on this bottom rail here. Sorry, I lost my top-down camera. It's kind of weird. Been at this for days and haven't had any issues with it. Let's see. I'm kind of interested in. Guess not. All right. So I think we got all of our screws to that bottom black rail tight enough here. Give them one more little snug. Get that precision in there. Okay. Now let's get caught back up to where we're supposed to be here. So we should have that, and we're going to put one more set of screws in the ends. There's a lot of oil on this rail when you first get it. you know, you start playing with the lubricant and these tensioners here, putting a little bit of lubricant on screws, and no matter how careful you are, you know how that gets everywhere. And then this linear rail right here, I've been it's been sitting on my desk for the last few days as we've been slowly building this Prusa core, and it's like kind of leaking out of the bag. First thing it tells you to do in the Prusa instructions, pop it out and like wipe it off. So I was honestly kind of happy to get that out of the way because, yeah, it's just kind of a mess. So, okay. This needs to go that way. M8RT, okay. So we're actually going to rotate this around. M8RT. Almost feel like still kind of trying to leave alone the fact the video's not working here. We're just getting ready to add another camera. Now we have one less camera for some reason. Okay. So linear rail is going to go away from us, and I think it's fairly symmetrical as far as not a left or a right anyway. The trick is this will help bridge and line up our two sliding bearings here that go up, or rod bearings that go up and down on the rods. But yeah, I've been wrestling with this lubricant here. So by the time, it's kind of half my motivation to actually stop and, you know, go eat something was like having this stuff all over my hands after a while. It's like, you just need to wash it off. I feel like you just spread it, you know. Us humans like to scratch and touch our face, and pretty soon the stuff's all over all the tools and there's no turning back. So, okay. Just kind of, there's 6 screws on the back here that holds this linear rail to these, the round rod bearings that slide back and forth. So I'm just trying to get them all about half started. Kind of working my way back and forth. Should help tie some stuff together here. Keep it square as it were. We go. It's about cinched up here. So try to get as far as I can tonight. Like I said, my motivation is I'm excited about this build. I'm also wanting to clear up some desk space. So got a lot of other projects to do. So I'm hoping if I can get this guy close to the finish line, if not across it tonight, then tomorrow we can start fresh on some new Form Labs resin unboxing stuff. I'm gonna get it unboxed and get it rocking and rolling. All right, that step's done. All right, this step is literally, funny enough, pulling back out the safety stops. So we're gonna pull those. And the instructions are like a teal color, but you can or cannot see they're black now. So anyway, there's no other way to mistaken those, I don't think. It says you can throw them away. All right, so the hard part is not knowing, you know, when to set this stuff out of the way. Like, am I not going to need it for 3 days or, you know, 2 hours, then I'll move it. But if it's just like I'm assembling a part for the next part, it'd be nice to know. Okay, bed stop rear. Bed stop rear. It's got to be in the last bag, right? It's always in the last bag. LCD, always in the last bag. That's our luck, at least today. All right. Let's see. I am going to turn that back on just for fun. Nah. We're trying. Yeah, I literally just lost that USB video for some reason here. Okay. So, M3, we have a lot of those nuts spilt right here. The little square nuts that go in the printed parts. And then M3 ART. There's a whole pile of those sitting here too. These guys. 4. There we are. Cool, got them. And what's next? Okay, square nuts going in the bed heat stop. Bed, is that right? Bed stop, I guess. Bed stop. Just gotta kind of use an Allen wrench if you haven't done this before to kind of get those little square nuts kind of pushed all the way in the print. Okay, there's, let's see, what do we do? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Yeah. Trying to get them lined up right in the hole. All right. Let's see, these are Torx, right? Yeah. So I'm putting this bed stop right in the bottom here. At least that's the plan, Stan. got it kind of balancing up here, so probably not the best idea I've had. Having it vertical, you know. But it's a position of comfort at the moment, so. Come on. I feel like I'm doing something wrong here. Maybe I am. Hold on. Nope. I'm not, but still doesn't matter. Doesn't feel like it likes me. There we go. A couple of these holes are threaded through those square nuts we just put in the print, and then the one in the center for some reason doesn't have one, so you're just threading right into the materials. Probably we'll get what we can with a nut on it kind of situation, and then they wanted 3 and figured 2 in the metal was good enough. It'll actually work out though. I can get the 2 cinched that have on the ears that have the main nut first, then come back in the center, and hopefully that'll hold it for me. Yeah, I think. I really don't understand this part. It always says slight resistance is expected, meaning it's not threaded, so you're cutting your own path here. But again, the trick is really to get it going straight to even have a fighting chance here. There we go. I think you can see okay, hopefully. I'm going to check the camera lighting here in a second, just in case. All right, I like that. It's hard with this black desk and working on black things because it soaks up so much of the light. It's tricky to see everything. Let's see what's this talking about now. All right. X-axis and Y-axis motors. So get our stepper motors going here. And we need the 2 GT pulleys. And we got our multi-tool, our handy dandy multi-tool. 2 GT, which is found in the electronics package. It's funny, there's still a fair amount of bits to go. Fair amount. Mostly the extruder, some fans, that kind of stuff. Extruder and all the goodies. Give me a sec while I hunt for our next part here. Should have been in this box. Which usually means I missed something. I don't see We're hunting, we're hunting. Can't be too far away now. Oh, it's right in front of me somewhere. Right there. Right where we left it. Another empty bag. Moving in the right direction. All right. These already have these TGT pulleys. Already have the set screw kind of worked in there. So got our multi-tool. Wow. So use this little fork on the multi-tool as a spacer. Tells us how far to put on the pulley. All right, let's see. What? Okay. I think we can handle that. These are Allens, I think. They're so black it's hard to tell. A small Allen, which is usually the case. I just want to get these on square. It's important. Otherwise it'll chew up your belts. And you will ultimately have not good prints. Make sure and put them on right too. This thing is pretty clear about it, but you want the teeth of the pulley the closest to the stepper motor. Just put a little pressure on it. I always like a little bit of drag when against whatever I'm using to space it. Just a little bit. Got a lot of things to build on this channel. Got a baseball cannon. Gonna build that on Area 51, but kind of in partnership with what we do here. So we got both our stepper motors, 2GT pulleys on now. Feel good. Correct orientation. All right. Let's see, hold on, let me make sure. They actually have these going different ways now. The X is correct, and actually the Y, we need to, let's see, wait, let me double check. That's the X. The Y is actually wrong. So on the Y-axis, the pulley goes the other way around. Which is just an offset for the belt. Get our spacer tool. Put it on. There we go. Spin it. I usually get both screws with kind of the long part, and then come back with the ultimate leverage and just, you know, I don't really try to get it much tighter, just kind of make sure it gives me enough feedback that I know it's snug. So I kind of end up using both ends of the Allen. Yeah, I like that. Feels good. Okay. We're still got, hold on. there's extra steps that I'm skipping, basically. Keep tightening this thing, and they actually want on the Y, double check there's a big hook. They actually are really moving this out here. It's actually not even fully on. So we use our multi-tool as a spacer, and just make sure we get it tight. Okay. Like I said earlier, got to double check because obviously this wouldn't have mechanically worked. And if it did, it had crappy prints. The way to blame Prusa. Okay. Yeah, like it. All right, X-axis motor that we assembled earlier. What? Oh, it's like what? It's what it says earlier, but it means like in the previous step. Did I assemble another motor? There's one more over there, but Nextruder holder found in core XY hinges. Core XY hinges. Okay, another aluminum part. Even though we like printed parts, we like aluminum parts just as good, if not better. Okay, we got our 2 GT, I bet, belts. I mean, we got 2 GT pulleys, so that means we would have 2 GT belts, right? I'm not a mathematician, but I bet that's what they are. They just call them XY belts. Nextruder holder. And M3x35 screws. I don't believe we've had those yet. Ooh, look, an empty bag. Yes. At some point, it just becomes the point, right? Like, just getting this stuff out of the way. M3x35 screw. It's supposed to be lurking in this bag. Lurking, hiding, somewhere. M3x35. Put your brothers and sisters back in there. And we need 8, and there's only 9 in here, so that means we're going to dump them all out. We're going to trust Prusa and put one back in. Like Lego, they've been pretty good about, I don't think ever shorting me anything. So, and occasionally on my other builds, you know, I would, you know, I don't know, maybe not strip a screw, but like, you know, kind of gomer one up or something. Or it'd be kind of cut a little funky. Oh my gosh. So I have XY belt route. Well, it's almost like a serpentine belt on a car, right? Belt installation and guiding over the core XY assembly. Before starting, refer to the illustration. I'll show you the illustration. I don't know if you can quite see it. Would love to show you from the top view, but we will just try to blow it up. Let me show you this way. So, got kind of a, I think it's, what is it? Pink and blue. Pink and blue routing system. So they're kind of running all over the place, which is fine by us, right? Do we have a choice in the matter? I don't think so. They're actually kind of interesting how they run. So, believe it or not, I think this standing up thing, as long as it's just like barely on there, but I think this little prop job I have going on here might be pretty good. Although, yeah, I think we're actually sitting pretty. So, okay, cool. That was luck. So do you just want, okay, let's guide the belt step by step. deciding whether I want to just visually go off the pictures or go step by step. The Y, which is right here. As proud as I was of standing that up, we might set it down. I think we'll take their lead on that. It does look a little more friendly. Okay. So Y is on my side here. And yeah, we're gonna, I guess, start with what they say here, which is to make a loop. And this would be really cool if I had a top-down camera. Damn Sony. What a piece of junk. I'm gonna have to get a Canon. All right. Good enough, yes. That is, how is that right? That's not right. What am I doing? That makes no sense. The good thing is I realized it didn't make sense. I thought I was following the picture, which I did incorrectly, and then realized it wasn't working. Okay, so we're doing the Y side, so we want the Y axis motor, which is the one that has it sticking off the end all crazy like. But again, not a mathematician, so we're not gonna, pretend we know more than the crazy elves at Prusa. Does that line up at all? I guess it does. Maybe not really. Okay. Ooh. Can do a little crazy action now. Flip this thing on its head and put in some long screws. See if we even got close to where we're supposed to be here. That one's there. Like every other time, I'm gonna try to get them just started and then going for the kill here. Wiggle them the best I can. Wrong tool for the job. Right tool for the job. Let's try to get a few turns on these, just hold it on there. That's definitely not in there. Can't wait for Javier to get on here. Alright, so we about got the Y. There's got to be one more hole. Where is it? Holy cow, that one's hiding. Move my rail here. I'm hoping I get all this oil off my desk. I'm sure it'll be fine. Might have to use a little Dawn dish soap. A little scrub and a little elbow grease. We're doing all right here. I don't know how much I like. Make sure it says to tighten them. Yes. It even says in bold, tighten firmly. So we're gonna go for it. Full send. Star pattern. Doesn't want that motor jumping around on us, I suppose. Switch ends. Cool. I'm betting, let's see. Yep. We do the same thing on the other side. What do you bet? What do you know? Let's see. Nope, back to Y. Got it. So, wants us to take but we're generating some electricity there. What do you bet? Inside pulley. Inside pulley? Yeah. Where does that come out? Does anybody know? Right there, I guess. Okay. There we go. Look at that. Looks like we know what we're doing, even though we don't. Okay. That is odd. So we just, let's see. Okay, so that's just a tensioner pulley basically, which that's not lined up though. I don't like that. Why is that not lined up? Oh, I see. Maybe it just doesn't actually cross that. I see. It's not supposed to. I do not see where this goes. Does that just go? Oh, I'm overcomplicating it as usual. Thought that, I was like, that is not lined up at all. Okay, now it comes down and that's not right. Let's see. That is not right. How does he do that? There's no way that works. Let's see the pin on the wheel and the out. It comes in and he pulls it out there. There's no way. That's got to come around. Right? Pulley's on the back, something off. Maybe. Super confused if you can't tell. Oh, I see. I'm doing good. I'm just on the wrong pulley. There was one on the back side. I couldn't see. I was like, man, that's still not right. There. It's got to be smarter than the belt. Cool. All right, now I feel good. Feel good. Makes sense. The perspective of the illustrations and my perspective in real life were not great. Okay. Holy moly. Let's see, what are we going to do here? So we hold this thing like this, and it goes in the middle and back out. Okay. So this is going in the middle and back out. About yay much, it says. It literally gives you, like, I guess you could measure it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bumps. We'll go off of bumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. into it. Okay. I'm okay with where it is. And is that even remotely right? Yes, yes it is. Let's see. Next. Holy moly. Okay, so that thing's hanging there like it owns the place. And this is gonna come back across. This would be so cool if you could see from the top down, right? It's like the one time you guys actually want to see something cool. Okay, I get it goes in there. Oh, you're running all the way out. Okay. All right, all right. And then this time I think I can figure out what we're supposed to be doing here, which is the bottom pulley. Yeah, gotta be the bottom pulley. Woo! What do you bet that goes to that piece again? Bet it does. Okay, and we got the same thing. Okay. So, let's see. Oh. So I'm confused. Why am I confused? Well, because this is supposed to be like that. So this can only go in that same hole, yeah? I don't know how tight that's supposed to be, but yeah, I bet it's perfect. Got a feel for these things. What do you think? No way. What I'd like to do, don't want to get it too tight, and I'm sure we still have to bolt this thing to the linear rail, but just like 2 more teeth, you know? You know what, I feel pretty good about that. So, since you had to miss out on most of that, kind of where we're at with the camera. So we got our Y belt, I think, ran and secured. So I bet we're gonna do the opposite. Well, what do you know? We make the loop. Let me try. Let me do something real quick here. I don't even know what that would be, but I feel like the whole situation was crazy. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna try one thing. Don't yell at me. Gosh. Oh my gosh. Now is the front gonna work? Oh, there we go. You're not gonna believe what I did. I unplugged it and I plugged it back in. Hey. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So, don't yell at me. I'd done that earlier, but in a different way. I unplugged the power and plugged it back in to the camera, and I unplugged basically the cable from the camera that has the video, but there's another adapter. So anyway, you don't care. But now you can have this sweet photo, or video rather. So you check it out. Now you can see all the belts move. So we've essentially went up here and down and around to the buckle, and then took the other end and went this way and down around to the buckle. So now we got to run kind of a similar route on a different plane of pulleys. I'm texting, even though I'm pretending I'm not. You can see it. All right. So it was build related though, don't worry. So don't tell my boss. Okay. All right. So we're doing some similar thing here. We're going to take, I feel like all that white's kind of distracting, but hopefully you'll hang in there with me because just have limited space. You know, it's kind of the frame, the camera, and the whole thing. So just chillax. All right. How did I do this before? I'm going to start like this. Okay. So we're making a little loop. We're going to go through the top. Ugh, get in there. And I'm doing it wrong again. It doesn't make any sense to put the teeth on the outside, right? Because it doesn't catch a gear. It's exactly what I did last time. Like, I know better. It's one of those complacency things. I've done so much of this that I just, like, I'm doing it wrong. And I know I'm doing it wrong. All right, X. So we're going to take our X axis. Wow. I really do know a little bit about stepper motors, even though it's not clearly looking like it. Maybe it's just the talking part. I guess it's not just the talking part because I keep putting stuff in backwards. All right, take that. Let's see if we can get these screws started here. Is that even the right hole? Maybe, yeah, it is. There's still enough kind of open holes. It's not super clear all the time where we're trying to go here. There's always kind of a hidden one here under this linear rail too. Let's go back to this view. Now that we have views, look at us moving on up. Getting all fancy in the world today. Yep. Get a couple of these kind of cinched up. The CNC machine, I have a farm bot I'm working on. I'm pretty good about knocking projects out, but I'll say the farm bot's been a slow progression. A lot of the parts I needed when I was kind of in the mood or had time to build the farm bot, which if you don't know what that is, it's basically extruded aluminum profiles. There's a guy out there, I think it's like, I'd have to look at the website, but actually let me just do it before I get it wrong. It's farm bot, but I'm not sure if it's a .com or .what here. Maybe, it's not it. Hold on. Don't know the guy, but we could give him a shout out, I suppose. Let's see. Farm bot. At any rate, you can go to Google or your favorite browser. Oh, farm.bot. So that's the domain, farm.bot. So anyway, but this guy, it's like extruded profiles, kind of like a CNC machine, right? You have stepper motors. There's some different tools, but basically you put a flower bed or more so, I think, a garden in it. And it's kind of automated. You can plant seeds, it can weed. There's a lot of automation to it, really cool. But yeah, it's just like stepper motors, and you got Raspberry Pi involved. They have their own kind of, buddy board if we're talking Prusa, but their own, printed circuit board in there. And it's really cool. So anyway, I've made a custom version of it. It's open source, which is awesome. So yeah, I've just kind of made, but they kind of are always out of parts that you really need to finish it. And so I really like kind of went my own route with it and tweaked a lot of stuff, printed a lot of stuff, and yeah, I need to get it done one of these days. But it has like a UI where you can like, you know, do different stuff. But it moves the same way as like this printer, but it's kind of my experience, right? 3D printers, CNC machine, which I built using open source stuff. FarmBot Guy, which is open source stuff. Kind of a lot of extruded aluminum profiles, and a lot of, you know, threaded rod, smooth rod, linear rails, and yeah, stepper motors. So, did I say stepper motors? How about stepper motors? All right, so I think we got that tight. Let me double check because I've been talking. Torx is very different from Allen heads, obviously, but some of these screws are really tiny. They have some depth, and some are shiny and some are black, and get a really kind of look. See what you're doing or which tool it is. Even if you are trying to pay attention, it can be kind of tricky here to make sure you're running the right tool here. But okay, I think, I don't know, I keep feeling like making it tighter, but I think we're good enough. But yeah, so anyway, that's kind of like from custom building or tweaking others' designs and all that stuff. Played with a lot of these 2GT belts, and you know, all this stuff's pretty standard, right? In the industry. So in the maker space, let's see, this is the orientation. Yeah. Okay. You guys got me distracted on FarmBot. Anyway, don't know the guy, been building one forever. That's one project I need to get done though. Usually my projects, you know, maybe 4 or 5 months because I have so many going on at once. But I do try to like make progress every week, and that's when I'll kind of hit hard and hit sets because I'm usually have a plan, and the plan changes, like parts coming out of stock or they update something. So I've been chasing my tail on that one for a little while. All right, that's done. We got that. We secured that. Actually made quite a bit of progress here. Talking away and hopefully, assuming I knew what I was doing now, I started running all this stuff like the last one, which so far looks to be okay. Okay, and that comes out there. Let's go back to here's probably the most interesting perspective. Okay, so we're going to come all the way down. And then this is our tensioner at the top. You know that because this guy moves, right? That's the one that got the lubrication on it. And if that's right, maybe. Let me check. This is the one that got me last time. Let me stand up and look, because last time the problem was there was a pulley I just couldn't see. Yeah, I think there. Okay, and then same orientation in the middle. I think same orientation. Yeah, it's got to be in the middle slot, and easy peasy. We know what we're doing. Okay. That guy just hangs out in the open. Now, I'm trying to fall off my stool. There's really only one route to take here, which is the pulleys that are left. So should we be, what do you want to say, cocky, I guess? Say we'll be cocky, just be sure we know what we're doing even though we don't. But it kind of has to go there. And it's going to follow the same symmetry, maybe. It's funny playing tug of war with a belt, right? Because you got both ends of it. So it's like who's gonna win this, right? Your left hand or your right hand? I don't really hate this. I feel like there could be a couple more teeth in there. Oh yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying. I think we nailed it. Let's make sure I ran it right. Because there's not really another option. not one that has any sense to it. Watch it like do some crazy thing. Look at that, man. I think we did it. We just jumped like 10 steps out of like 100. All right. Bowden guide found in the printed parts package. That's what we're trying to say 3 times fast, right? Printed parts package, printed parts package. Bowden guide. That looks like it. Bowden guide. We got the Bowden guide. Itty bitty little guy. The comments. Oh. Don't worry about that. My sister yelling at me about something. All right. M3 by 10 screws, which I believe are floating around. What are these girls? Hey, what do you know? 5, 4, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Got that. And one more square knot. They're spilt all over the table. One right there. Right where you left it. And we need 2 zip ties. I do believe there is still a surplus of zip ties. Okay, next. Oh my. Okay. So, we knew this was coming. Sure, no belt obstructs the screw. Avoid screwing through the belt. I mean, really? Done some stupid stuff on this stream, but I don't know about that. Let's see if I do it now. Did I jinx myself? It's kind of like, you know, some of those warnings you see on things, like, why are they there? Like, well, I don't know. The one I can always think of, right, is like, you have a stroller for like kids, right? Wheeling your kid around town. It's like the tags like remove kid before folding up because those things collapse to go in your car, right? You're like, did somebody do that and then get upset about it? And they were legally obligated to put a tag on it? Like, well, why are we having this conversation, right? Like, I mean, it's like past funny where you're like, why is this? Are you shit really? Like, are you kidding? All right. So this is kind of like hitting a moving target. So there's 4, and okay, there's kind of a square of 4 here. We're not going to run a screw through a belt. I mean, that's got to be impressive, right? How do you even do that? Also, I'm not sure where that, maybe we didn't get to that part yet. There was a square nut, so I just want to make sure I didn't get too cocky over here and do something stupid. We're not running the screw through a belt. I know that. I mean, I think, like, just a simple fact, like, I'm not sure how you'd pull that off. You'd have to really lean into it. I'm like, man, as oily as this stuff is, for manufacturing, it's all lubed up, right? It's like, if it ain't going, like, it ain't square, something's wrong. It's like, let's get the hammer out, man. Let's do this. That's wild. Let's see. I will say that that belt's in the way. And again, I'm not going to be able to screw through it even if I want to. But you need to move yourself out the way. There we go. You see? It didn't go and I stopped. We have a certain level of expectation here at Chaos Cloud. In the maker spot. Building this Prusa Core 1. I think it's a plus. I think there's a plus on there somewhere. See, this time I wasn't that guy. I wasn't the early adopter that I usually traditionally am. And somebody else got the 1 core, and now I got the plus. I'm the guy with the MK4 and the Prusa XL. And then the guy that went back and bought the Prusa XL enclosure, which was like super expensive. And I take off all the parts I just put on after waiting a long time. Wasn't super impressed with that one. Still kind of like on the fence. I like the enclosure, helped a lot. It's a long path for the filament to get there. I don't have the multi-head, which I just didn't have good experience with the single one. So, you know, I'm giving Prusa a chance to, you know, have a rematch here. Next. Zip ties, all right, let's do this. Oh, I think these are to tether the, where does it go? These zip ties are going to be the tether the stepper motor cables. And of course they want me to fish this zip tie through like a printed part with a 90-degree bend in it. Okay, this is definitely a forceful one. It's like just cram it in there until it goes. Damn the repercussions. That part broke, it kind of sucked. I mean, you know, just saying, because, you know, it's like I just put all this crap on. Which means I'd have to take all this crap back off. Ooh, nice. It does have a nice little channel for the wire, so I'll give it that. Yep, we can get behind that. Really snake it down there. I wonder how many iterations, like, they go through with these. Like I said, I mean, you can engineer it, right? Like, put it in parametric, you know, design and SolidWorks or Fusion and, you know, knock it out. But it's like, at some point once you build a thing, you're like, wait a minute, guys, wait a minute. We gotta make some changes. This is not where I park my car. So, throwing it out there. Okay. Rinsing and repeating on the other end. Find a hole, stuff it in there as hard as we can until it comes around the corner. Jeez. Kind of is like that too. Not really that. Not exaggerating by much. So we're going to snake these wires top down. It's not really too much to see. I mean, you know. I guess this one comes straight down, yeah? Yeah, alright. That one's not as fancy. This one's like, we're just going to zip tie it into the notch. On the x-axis. I mean axis, even though I keep saying access. I mean axis. Just getting, I guess, tongue-tied tonight. Tongue-tied, holy cow. The brain's crazy. Tongue-tied tonight. That goes along with the printed parts, right? The printed parts package. All right. Now, after all that chaos with a K, it's chaos with a K. Now I got to figure out where this little square guy goes here. Attach the boating guide to the motor mount right. Motor mount right. I know what we're talking about, but I don't see it. Actually, wait. There's... It's on the back side of this one. Yeah, got it. And my rights and left. My right and left mixed up there because yeah, I'm gonna make an excuse, but I had my right and left mixed up. Mostly because I spun this thing around so many times I don't know which way is up. Alright. That's fair, right? You seen me. Okay, we want that rib to go on the inside. And yeah, you primarily use this one tool, which is an Allen wrench. It's like they should give you a, handle. What am I? Oh yeah, that's right. It's like, what am I doing? That's not even close, but it is. All right. Sorry, I had to straighten my hand out there. It's getting a little crazy. All right, we got another LED strip. Where do you think that goes? Is this we got a Z, or I don't know that it's a Z stop, but probably a Z stop switch. A stop switch versus one of the axes. Okay, ta-da. So we got that guy. There's black rail that's been in my way for 3 days. It's controlled chaos with a K. All right. Let's get the core strut. We got that. And what else is this? M3 4RT screws, which are little tiny guys. M3 4RT. There we go. I need 2. I need 2. Okay, top and front. Boom. What do you think of the background? Pretty cool, right? Worked hard to 3D print some stuff back there. All right. Gonna peel it. We're gonna stick it. Isn't that a song? Peel it, stick it, something. Okay, peel it, stick it. Do not touch the LEDs or resistors. Okay, got it. This time, last time we peeled this off, we peeled off all the things, not just the protective coating. This time, we're gonna try to just peel off the non-sticky stuff, not the entire adhesive. It's just double-sided tape, so 3M makes a good product. Of course, they make a good product for everything, right? I think, ooh, we did good, I think, yeah. Not an adhesive part. Okay, I know you want to watch this part. It's gonna be like magic right here. So we got our black piece that's hard to see. I know it, you know it, we all know it. Okay, let's see how it's supposed to look when it's done. Yeah, pretty much end to end. We're gonna go right in the center. Yeah, right in the center. Have this like right about there, I guess. Yep. Go like that. Don't push on the LEDs or the resistors, or they won't be your friends anymore. Not great. Way better. It's that Lego peel and stick, right? We talked about that. It's like, oh man. The harder you try, just poked on resistor 2. The harder you try on a Lego, the worse it gets. I'm telling you, that's like, it's kind of a fact, right? Fact of science, something. Okay. I think I'm pretty happy with that, I guess. I think that's what we ended up with. Okay, next. And this goes somewhere, which I think is on the opposing side. Maybe not even opposing, but just on the other side. All the way on the other side. Man, this is a greasy monster. Got enough grease on this rag now that it just keeps going. All right. Let's see. Got my hands. Wipe my hands real quick. Starting to get that oil everywhere again. Don't know where it comes from and can't get rid of it. And get spread it all over the place. All right, let's see. So that goes like that, something or other. That general direction. So we're trying to get our LED light strip placed on the front. I think I already see how we're going here. See a couple little screw holes. Yep. It's got to go that way. I'm sure of it. Okay. And then what are these torques, I think, right? Yeah. That is nice. At least most of the black ones are torques and most of the silver ones are Allen. Which gives you a little bit of a, signal to like switch it up. Come on. Oh, so close but so far away. Man. Why you gotta be so mean? Come on. There we go. One started. Doesn't like really, it's kind of hard to brace this part and screw it. It's not really like you don't slam it up against anything. It's just hanging out there. Just put my hand in more oil. It doesn't really bother me aside from so I want it all over everything, right? That's all I need. It's good for where the oil belongs, but then it's gonna be all over the printer. Every time I touch it, I'm gonna get oil on the bed, and then my prints aren't gonna ever stick, no matter how much I clean the bed. So, trying to limit a little bit of it. All right, what is this? Door sensor. Ooh, okay, that works. That's what I kept calling the stop sensor, but be that as it may, it's a contact sensor. Okay. We need one M2.5 screw, silver. What's this? Oop, that is not it. That is not the droid we were looking for. I have a feeling. I don't think we've. Ooh. Look at that. There it is. Last one of the bag. Look at us go. Boom. There's one spare, which means we're done with that one. As long as we don't screw that one up. And we need 4 zip ties. I've got 2 left in here. That bag's gone, and we got 1 more bag sitting here. I got a machete around here somewhere. There we go. And 2 more. Next. Holy moly, let's see. Okay, I want to make sure, who wants us to flip it upside down? After all that work, flip it upside down. Get our hands oily again. Keep grabbing those bars. Okay. And am I on the right side or the wrong side? There's the ground cable. Or the ground, yeah, stud. So this is the correct side. Oh my gosh. I'm making a mess here. I did not do it. Okay. How does that attach? And the wind is blowing. Let's see. Confused. Come back here. 3 zip ties. Oh. I had me get that cable, so I thought we were doing something with that cable, but apparently we're just getting the cable. We're not doing anything with it yet. So that's how they get you every time. And right along these greasy rods. They have you clean the linear rod, but then, you know, you don't get it off, you don't want totally all of it off, because it protects it. Get off there. Right now it's on the cable. Come on. There. There's a trick to this, which is to more or less get the one side all the way through. But you still want to kind of get the other one started, so you don't have to flip it around. There we go. It's kind of my trick anyway. Did it ask for 3 or 4? 3, I guess, for now. Thought it said grab 4, which it probably did. Try to really watch my placement too of the, you know, it always wants you to, or the placement of where the kind of latching part of the zip tie is. Make sure it's not going to get in the way. The problem is they always want you to, back to what I was trying to say, they always want you to start these and leave them open, which makes it handy because you can curl your wires that way. But on the flip side, then it gets hard to kind of feed them back through, because if you can't feed them through all the way and then pull them tight, you have this half loop, and then, you know, with our setup here, we're mechanically kind of blocked from not getting to align the zip ties just right, and so by the time you fish the wires through, pull it tight, you got to fight getting the zip tie kind of cinched down again. This thing's crazy. Okay. So now we're back to this sensor, door sensor. That's the LEDs, which I know we're going to run up there. And this is the sensor, which goes somewhere in some area. I'm going to flip it back over. Really? Yep. Flip it over, flip it over. This is the left side, is a tensioner. I think it's on this side actually. Yes. No. Yes. So, well, that's one tiny screw, I guess. All that's required. Yep, that's it. That, folks, is what holds your door sensor together. All that safety, all that trust in one door sensor. So now when it's like, your door's open, now you know why. I didn't do it. So this appears to just thread into the printed part, which, you know, don't slam the door, I guess. It's a little resistor right on the back of it. Just hanging out there for the world to see. Gonna give away all their secret patent here. Just about done with this Prusa XY side of things. I feel like, I mean, apparently, you know, again, they're smarter than me, but apparently there only needs to be one screw in it, which is kind of weird. Tighten the bolt fully and then loosen it a quarter turn. The sensor must be allowed to move. I'm gonna make it pretty stiff. Rather, I kind of have to maybe push the door shut a little bit. I guarantee that's how you set it, right? They want it to move a little bit. You shut the door, it sets it. It allows the sensor to rock back, which is why it's on one screw for a pivot. Then when you open it, it can never make contact to push it further again, right? Because it's gonna ultimately push it all the way the first time. Got it. Ooh, that's fancy. There's a backup screw. I did not see that. That's why we only had one of those, I guess. This just keeps it from moving too far back, and I think also helps probably give you a baseline of where it should be positioned to make sure you're not too far out. Holy cow, we've been going for an hour and a half again. Big build. And I want this thing actually rocked back pretty far, which is why they're having to shut the screw. Tighten the screw so it touches the door. Should have almost had me do this the other way around. Maybe not. Might be. Just about perfect, actually. Who knew? Okay, our zip tie. Push the zip tie through. Right there, man. It's like a 90-degree turn. It just like goes in and out. It's like not very far. But hey, it makes it, I guess. Can't knock it till you try it. Okay. Can't knock it till you try it. Cool. We did it. All right. So that's not what I wanted. I have to flip this guy on its head. We're going to route some cables, but we are going to be installing a camera for the first time. So the first Prusa I've had, well, with a Prusa camera. It's an add-on, which, you know, bamboos come with it. I'm just saying. Don't gotta make me buy everything, or at least hide it in the price. Okay. So we're being mindful of the door sensor not to bang that up. And we want to route all the things, right? Route the LED, and the door sensor cable. So, okay, we're going to run it through all these zip ties. And we're going to kind of just leave it. I'm going to tighten them a little bit. It says to leave them loose, or somewhat loose, because if you plan on adding a camera, which I believe I already have one somewhere. So I'm gonna, you know, get it a little lower so it's not quite so crazy and unmanageable, but we're gonna leave it like that because I don't know what the cable looks like. It says USB cable, so I don't know if that's USB-C, original USB, you know, so I don't know how big the end is. So we got ample room now. So we ran it through. They're going to go off the end like that. Got it. 3D Buddy camera. All right. Oh, my. Okay. So it says if we're going to install the camera, it says do it now because it'll save us time. So Bamboo has burned me on that before. You get done and it's like, oh yeah, now you got to go back. Like take half the stuff off you just put on. All right. All right, so now the question is, I'm pretty sure that I ordered the camera, but I don't believe I've seen it, which is making me wonder if I did indeed order the camera. If I didn't, I want to. I know I did. I believe I did. So let me look around, see if I'm crazy or not. Core 1. Not quite sure where it comes. It's in a totally separate box. If you order it in the kit, if it doesn't really give you a lot of guidance here. but I will admit I haven't seen it. So if that's the case, I might pump the brakes on finishing it tonight. Should be a real bummer. Real bummer. I'm going to, I guess, end the stream there because I don't actually see it. And let me look in one more spot. I don't want to waste extra time putting it together and taking it apart. Behind the curtain back here doing magical things. There's a box over here. It's not the droid I was looking for. Well, I am sure I have it. I'm not quite sure, honestly, where it is. I assumed it would be in there. I do feel like I saw it, but I'm not quite sure. Now that I'm on the spot about where it is, because I haven't seen it. So that's a good cue to kill it tonight. Kill the stream. Thanks for hanging out. If you did watch anything, hopefully you found something entertaining or useful. I'm working on kind of getting the feel for all this, and working on cameras and lighting and transitions and all that fun stuff. So it'll get better each time. Hopefully I'll have all the cameras. I also plan to add kind of more of a close-up camera. I'm looking for some other cables and things, but I'll have something I can switch to that will give you a little more intimate view moving forward. So also looking forward to that. I actually have the camera already set up. Just haven't got it hooked up, and I'm actually pretty impressed so far. I got quite a bit of juice flowing through one little laptop. So it's kind of when I quit earlier, I was like, didn't blame it, but so far, I mean, doing pretty good, I think, because I'm uploading, I think, 1080, so not bad. Appreciate you hanging out. See you later. As soon as I find the camera.